Hello, welcome. Who's in here? Ready to chit chat? Because I got a lot to say. Because I got a lot to talk about. So you guys ready? I guess you're not ready to chit chat. Not much of a chat if you ain't speaking, is it? I'm waiting on people to come in here because I can't chit chat by myself. If I'm gonna chit chat by myself, I really don't need to come onto YouTube and chit chat. I could do that all by myself. Hello, welcome. You ready to chit chat? You ready to talk? Because there's a lot that we need to talk about. There's a lot that we need to talk about. Everything that's going on right now in the world, we need to talk. I guess not. You don't need to chit chat. Don't come in here if you're not ready to chit chat. I'm just waiting for people to come in. Hello. Hello. Are you ready to chit chat? Are you able to chit chat? Because I'm waiting on people to come in here to chit chat. So, are you able to? Yes or no? Because I'm waiting for people to get people in the room. There's a lot that we need to talk about what's going on in the world today. There's a lot of crazy stuff that's going on. I think I'm in. Square. So, are you ready? Hello. Is anybody going to chit chat or are we just coming in and out? Because I'm waiting on people to get into the room. Are you able to, or you just doing whatever? But we could discuss. I was thinking about chit chatting about what's going on in the world today. Hello. I'm just waiting for people to come in, see who's ready to chit chat. I mean, I don't know. You guys ready? You guys want to talk? I don't know. You can always comment. Hello. Are you ready to chit chat? Now I'm waiting for people to come into the room because I can't chit chat by myself. Yeah. I'm giving it 10 minutes. I'm not gonna sit here forever. Hello. Nobody comes either, so. Hello, hello. We're ready. I'm just waiting for people to come into the room. Whoever wants to chit chat with me. I mean, nobody's responding. I want to talk about what's going on right now in the world, but I don't know. Are you ready to chit chat? Yes or no? Maybe. Are you just browsing? Uh, Tracy's Tarot. Good morning, Tracy. Tracy, I haven't seen you in a minute. How you been? How you been? Welcome, welcome, people. Welcome. I want to chit chat. I don't know if you guys have been seeing. Well, I'm hoping you guys have been seeing it. The everything that's going around about these Republicans passing all these crazy, trying to pass all these crazy bills. Oh, you was going through a tough time. I'm sorry to hear about that. Is everything good now? Everything's good so far? Hold, had to put my dog down, lost me, my neighbor, and had to move. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you was going through a lot of you going through some tough times right there. Oh, I'm sorry. How you feeling though? After all that, you feeling better? That's good. That's good. On the road to recovery. That's good. That's good. Just give it time. You will recover. Just give it time. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen. Okay? It will happen. It's not going to be overnight, but it will happen. You just have to go through the process and give it time. I'm good. I've been going through my, I've been going through my stuff, but, trying to staying strong, trying to keep my head up, keep it moving. I'm not letting stuff, I'm not letting life bring me down. I'm trying to remain strong as much as possible. And, I turn to you guys right here. You guys, show me love, show me support. And, that's why I'm here right now. Because I wanted to talk to you guys, because, everything that's going on right now. My daughter, she's good. She's on spring break right now. How's the daughter? The family's good. Everybody in the family's good. Me and my sister, the one that always likes to crash my videos, Luce. Yeah, we got into a fight like 3 weeks ago, argument, and I haven't talked to her since. So I guess she's okay. Whatever. I'm not apologizing. She needs to apologize first. I could tell you that much. I'm not gonna apologize. But other than that, I heard that I heard she's doing good from everybody else in the family because I haven't talked to her like in 3 weeks. Yeah, and I'm not apologizing. I'm not. I know you guys know the one that's always crashing my lives. Her, Luz, she always crashes my lives. Which first she'll call my phone, and then when I don't pick up, that's when she ends up crashing my lives, and she just comes on. I know you guys seen her. But anyways, I have you been following those bills that these Republicans are trying to pass? Have you been listening to that? Is she no, she's a Gemini. My sister's a Gemini. Have you been listening? Oh, you haven't been hearing about those girl, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. Has any of you guys been following all these bills that the Republicans are trying to pass? Have any of you guys been following that? Because I'm telling you guys need to wake up. You guys definitely need to wake up because these Republicans, they're coming after the transgender, the gays, the gay, how you call that group? I can't pronounce. I know it's transgender, the LPQR plus. I'm not sure of the group. I can't get those letters right. There's too many letters in there. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend anybody there, but I can't get the letters right. Is it LQ what? PB plus that community, right? And I know some of my followers are like that. I mean, more power to you, girl. Oh man, I'm good with that. I don't have, but basically they're going after the transgenders. Pretty soon they're gonna be what bills are those? Oh, I don't have the House Bill's number. I don't have the House Bill's number. Oh, hey Leslie. Yes, man, it's a lot of letters. Yes, I am a lesbian. See Leslie, she's been listening to it. See, Leslie, there's a lot of them. Congress or the senator, and you look at that in Canada, they're doing it too. Canada is offering ref what are you guys offering over there? The refuge for people that want to get away from it because they're doing it. It's in Florida. You got Florida, you got Texas, you got Tennessee. uh, what are the bills? These are these are Republicans that are these are conservative Christian Republicans, and basically they're going after the transgender. They haven't made it to the gays yet, but they're on their way. This is the beginning. They're starting off with a transgender. They have here in Florida, the bill when the governor here, DeSantis, he's trying to pass a bill for people, parents that are transgender, and if you have kids, if you are transgender, if you have kids, they have the right to take away your child, or one of your kids are transgender and they have siblings as well, they could come in and just take away your child from you. Yeah, they're doing that. The schools, the universities out here, they've been all protesting. What else is he trying to do? He banned all books from the school. He's banning all the books from the school and only books from schools from public from kindergarten to high school to colleges. He's banning books, and the only books that he's banning are books that has to do with any other race that doesn't look like him. Those are the books. African American, Indian, Native, well, I meant to say Native American, uh, any books that were done by African American authors or gay authors. They're trying to ban that. Transgender, they're not allowed to do story times anymore because they so-called claiming that everything is that they're so-called trying to protect the children. They're trying to protect the children, and in their eyes, they feel like transgender are trying to groom these kids when they're not trying to groom them at all. They're just doing story times. And then when the book banning, by them banning the books, there's certain pronouns that you cannot say in the books. And this is here in Florida, and you cannot say, they don't want you being able to say the word racist, because if you call somebody racist, even though they are racist, and you could have it recorded that they're acting racist, you call them racist or bigot, all that stuff, even though even though it's facts, it's the truth, and you got to record it calling you that person that you call racist or a bigot, they can sue you for $3,500. Yes, for $3,500. They could sue you here in the state of Florida. And what's the other law? I think Tennessee. Tennessee had passed a law. Tennessee just passed a law where a child, it is getting out of hand, where a child can, where a child could now get, has to do with girl, because they referring these kids, this is a girl, okay? It's either Tennessee or Texas that passed this law, and they're referring to a 12-year-old female. They're referring to her as a woman. That's a 12-year-old. That's a child. And they doing everything so-called protecting the kids, and they using the God, the Jesus, because these are Christian people that are doing this on the conservative side, the Republicans, and they're using God and the kids as an excuse. But this is nothing but a bunch of hate. This is nothing but a bunch of anti-hate what they're putting out there. And in Tennessee, or because at the age of 16, if you want to get married, you could go right ahead and get married with the parents' consent. You could get married. Now, if you wanted to get married at the age of 10, you could get married and you don't need the parents' consent. The one that's going to authorize that would be the judge. The judge would be the one to say, okay, you could get married. You could get married at the age of 2. And you don't need the parent. At the age of 16, you need parents' consent. But anything younger than 16, 10, a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, 12-year-old, if they want to get married to a grown-ass man, they can, and you don't need the parents' consent. All you need is the judge. The judge is the one that's going to prove it. The judge is going to say, yes, you could go right ahead and marry this 40-year-old and you're only 12 years old, and you're going to marry a 40-year-old. Tennessee. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Look it up. Look it up. And Mississippi, in Mississippi, they brought back the Jim Crow law. I'm not sure if you guys remember because you learned this back in high school, the Jim Crow law. It was back when they had segregation. Back then, back in the 1950s and 60s, the Jim Crow law, Mississippi passed that law in the city of Jackson. So, and they passed it. And in the city of Jackson, 80% of the people that live there are African American. 80% of the people that live there are African American, and they passed that Jim Crow law, but it's the modern version of the Jim Crow law. That's what they doing. That's what they did. That law got passed. That law got passed. In Texas, what are they doing in Texas? Uh, which state is this? Is it? Yeah, it's Texas. Texas is they're trying to pass another one where they will hire bounty bounty hunters that will look for love keeps chatting, but have my maintenance guy here to okay, fix a washer, love you. Okay, great. Okay, well I'll still be here if I'm still alive, come back in, okay? So in Texas, they're talking about hiring bounty hunters to go after trans. So this could be anybody in public, and if you're dressed in trans, basically, if you're transgender, if you're not wearing the appropriate clothes that you're supposed to be, like if you was biologically born as a male, but you're dressed as a female, they could go right ahead and have you arrested just for doing that. Have you arrested? And what else they doing? You have that one. You have the marriage, and they could have you arrested here in Florida. They're also doing the interracial one. It's called the equal marriage law, where they're gutting they're removing your rights. So if you try to get married with someone that's transgender, the clerk or who else I've never been married, so I don't know. The clerk or the other person that's authorized to approve that marriage, if they feel that you guys should not get married, they will deny your marriage. And this goes for transgender, for interracials, and for interfaith. So if you're marrying somebody that's not the same faith, let's say you coming to me because you want me to grant you, I guess the certificate for you guys to get married. I have the right to deny you from getting married because I feel that you guys shouldn't be together because that person's a Muslim and you're Jewish. No, I don't think you guys should get married. I could go right ahead and deny it. And it's based on how I feel. That person will have the right. And if anybody that's trying to get married, if lesbians, gays, and you guys go down there, they will deny your marriage like that. They will not allow you to get married. If you're transgender, they will not allow you to get married. If it's an interracial, you could be, I don't know, you could be black and the other person could be half Indian or half white. They will deny it. Hey, Brutal Garden, they will deny that marriage. They will not allow you to get married. So they will not allow you to get married at all. This is here in Florida, and that's called the equal marriage license, the equal marriage, and they're getting rid of that. They're overturning that. They're getting rid of it. That's here in Florida. And the other one is if for undocumented citizens, not citizens because they're undocumented, for the undocumented people, if you are driving a person that's undocumented, that's an immigrant, and you get pulled over by the cops or whatever, I don't know how they're gonna have that set up, and they see that you have an undocumented person in your car that you're driving, you will get arrested and you will be fined, and that person will get arrested as well because you're driving, and that's considered trafficking. They're considering that trafficking by you giving somebody that you know that's undocumented, just by it could be a family member, doesn't matter. It could be a family member. It could be your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law, and you giving them a ride. They could have you arrested. Like if they having those, what you call them things that the cops do, the checkpoints. Those checkpoints when they check, the thing. And if somebody's in the car with you and that person is undocumented, you could get arrested and fined, and because that would be considered trafficking, and that person will get arrested. And if you have somebody living in your house that's undocumented, that you will get arrested and fined, and that's considered a felony because you are hiding an undocumented person in your home. So it would be, all of that would be considered a felony. Yes, it would be considered a felony. That would be considered a felony if you have somebody hiding in your house. They have that law. They're trying to pass that law. Because this is the ringleader. The ringleader is the governor here in Florida, Ron DeSantis. He's the ringleader. And he has all these Republicans coming out trying to pass all these laws, off the walls laws, off the walls. And these are nothing but, and they're using the excuse as so-called trying to protect children. But yet, how are you protecting the children when you guys just passed a law that allows a 12-year-old to marry a 40-year-old, and you referring to that 12 or that 10-year-old as a woman? That's not a woman. That's a child. Okay, so how is it that you so-called protecting the kids? How is it that you protecting the kids because a person that is transgender, but yet that person has kids, you're taking away those kids from a home that they're providing for, that's good, that's loving, you're taking them away from them and placing them in foster care. That's what they're going to do. They will take away your kids. And if one of your kids is transgender, or they're going through that process, receiving therapy and all that stuff, and they have siblings, they will take away all them kids. They will take away all them kids and put them in a foster care as well. And and this doesn't just apply to the people that live here in Florida, because even if you don't live in Florida, you could live in California and you come visit Florida, and one of your kids is transgender, and let's say you guys are separated, one of them lives here in Florida, the other one lives in California, and that child is transgender, the Florida has the right to go into California and take your child away from you, even though you're not a resident of Florida. They have the right. And if anybody in public was to see that you have a transgender child walking around, they have the right to, transgender, when they're going, when they're transitioning, they're taking therapy and all that stuff. If anybody in public was to see that, they could report it and have that child taken away from you. Anybody in Florida, they're passing that law. And what state, I think, is Tennessee? It's not Mississippi. I think it's Texas. Texas is now making it a mandate that, because I guess when people go through that transition, they receive, those hormone pills, and they take therapy because that's part of the transition, taking therapy and all that stuff. And so Texas, I believe it's Texas is supposed to go in effect in July, I believe. That's when it's supposed to go in effect, but it hasn't passed. But it's supposed to go into effect in July. For all the physicians out there, basically the therapists, psychiatrists, or everything that falls under the medical behavior, they are now going to be required that they will have to input all their patients into this database, and that database will be viewed by the state. Will be viewed by the state. They will have to put in their diagnosis codes, what they was diagnosed, what are they being treated for, and that will be put into this state database where they will have they will all have access to your medical records if you're receiving any type of those things. But the only reason why they're doing that is so like that they could target the people that are actually going through they're receiving that medical care. So it's not so much that they want to worry about you and all that stuff for your well-being. It's just so they could collect all that data and they could target you and go after you. And that's what they're making them do. People that is within that, that fall under that medical, the behavior health, which is psychiatry, therapy, and all that stuff. And if they have a person that's transgending and they're receiving therapy for it, they're taking medication for it, all that stuff has to be uploaded into a system into the state so the state can see it. And like that, the state has all your medical records and they could target you and go after you. And a lot of people out there are scared because they're going to end up getting targeted, and they're terrified because they're going to have people, coming after them, and they're scared. And, some people are saying, you need to leave, you need to leave. And in Canada, they're offering, refugee for the people that are transgender. They're offering them to where they could go out there and stay to get out of the state, because some people don't have the means, they have nowhere to go, and they want to leave the state, and they're scared because they're going to end up getting targeted. And then you got other people that are crying because they're transgender and their parents are not, but they also have siblings. And just because they're transgender, either their sister or their brother, they're going to be taken away. They're going to get taken away and be placed in foster homes. And because I know there was one that was crying on TikTok. She needed help because her sister, she was about 20 years old, and she was living with her mother, but she also had a sister that had autism that was 7 years old, and she had a hard time communicating with people. So her parents are not her parents are not her parents are not they're not transgender. It was just her. And so she was running that risk of her younger sister that's 7 years old, that her sister was going to be taken away because of her. Because of her. And even if she was to move out of the house, being that she's still a transgender, they still have the right to take her sister away and put her in foster care. And her sister is 7 years old, and she lives here in Florida. Her sister is 7 years old with autism. And she was asking, where could she get help, where the protesters, where they're protesting at and everything. And I wrote to her and I told her that I know that USF here in Florida, they're protesting as well for the same issues. USF, they've been protesting. They've been protesting, having walkouts and everything. And they're trying to do another one on March 31st, which is supposed to be everybody. They want everybody to protest. Everybody at 5 o'clock. If you know anybody, they're saying everybody that day needs to protest, walk out of your job, walk out, do walkouts. Everybody in the school, walkouts. They want everybody to do it on March 31st, because that's what they're planning. There's a lot of protests going on right now. And then there's another one. I don't know what they're supposed to be doing, what they want females only. That's the catch. You got to be a biological female. That's the catch right there. But they want everybody to dress up in drag. But you have to be a biological female. And you will get your hair done by drag, your makeup, be all fabulous, looking all fabulous and pretty, and just go out in the street. But you have to be the only catch is you have to be a biological woman, because they're protesting against them. So If I dressed up in drag, what are you gonna arrest me for? I'm a female. Are you going you arrested me for being fabulous? Is that the reason why you arrested me for me being fabulous? Because I look good. Because I'm a female. So and that's because a lot of people are protesting. There's a lot of protesting going on. They're protesting over the books, all the books that were banned here in Florida, because they banned the books here in Florida. All the books and the books that they have left, they have about 700 books that have been approved by the government, because the school libraries and the teachers in how when you go in the classroom you have the teachers that have their own personal library in their classrooms. Okay, all those books, the teachers needed to take them down, and all the books in the library needed to take them down because they had to be reviewed by a certified librarian, and only certain books was going to be approved that you could have in your classroom that you could teach to the kids. So all the books that were removed, that was not approved because the government has to reach the government standards. So all the books that were Native American, talk if it wasn't, let me put it to you, like all the books that was not approved, none of those books, all them books that were approved was books that if you was from another religion and if you wasn't white, simple white. If you didn't look, if you're not white and the book is made from another religion, another different culture, that book got banned. It got banned. It was banned, and then you have them, and then DeSantis, our governor, he feels that kids learning about African American, it's at no value. He feels that that's at no value. That is a zombie study, and he's trying to remove the AP African American African American. Uh, he's also trying to remove the AP for Latin American. He's trying to remove all those classes in high school and in college. He's trying to remove, and he's also trying to remove for the whole entire state. This goes for the whole entire state of Florida. All those when you go off to college and you pledge to be one of those groups, Alpha Beta, and the Alpha, the Alpha, the Alpha, Alpha Beta, whatever, those groups like that, the fraternities. He's banning every single fraternity that is not white. He's not. He's banning every single one of those that are not white. The fraternities. I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. I'm calling it how I see it. I mean, and basically, I mean, he's banning all those groups, and they were saying because that bill was presented this week, and it's been going all over TikTok. Like you might come back from spring break, and your fraternity is no longer there because it was already presented. So he's trying to get rid of all those fraternities that are not basically, if it's not white, is getting banned. Is getting banned. Simple as that. The only ones that's gonna remain are the white fraternities. All those classes, the American had the AP African American class, Jewish, all that stuff done at all. He doesn't want to do any. He feels that those classes are not at value, and he calls them zombie classes. That's what he calls them. He calls them zombie classes, and he feels that they hold no value at all. So he's removing those classes from kindergarten all the way up to college, to the universities. One of the schools here in Sarasota, New Tampa, is a university. It's called New Tampa. That university, he has already that let me give you a background on that university. That university is a new Tampa. That university, the students that normally go there are students that are basically free thinkers, and you have people that are gay, lesbians, transgender, whatever. These students go to that school, and they have free thinking. They're open minded. They're very creative and all that stuff. Those are mainly the students that go to that school. It's in Sarasota, and it's called the New College. I think that's what it's called, New College. And with that school right there, that was the first school that he targeted, because it's a small university. So he targeted that university first because it's a small one, and that university has a lot of how you call it, LPQG plus. I can't get the letters right. I'm sorry. I know it's LPQB plus something. Because I want to. Can you somebody tell me the letters correctly? But being that that school has the students that go there first, he targeted that school first because a lot of those students are like that. He targeted that school first, and he fired all of the facilities, all the professors. He fired them. They all got fired. He has hired a new dean. That's what they call it, a dean, because he had fired the dean of that school. He fired her, and he put some guy in place there, and he had and some like from what it says that some of those students will graduate, some of them won't graduate because they may just go right ahead and choose to drop out. And the person that he has now in there is somebody that's Christian and Republican, that's conservative. They're conservative, and when they go out recruiting kids for that school, they're not going to recruit any type of kids like that. The kids that they will recruit is going to be basically people that look like them, kids that look like them. Those are the kids that they're going to recruit. And over here in Tampa, they're going after the school board. And my county, because in the county that I'm in, they're going after the woman that's in my county. They're wanting there because what he has this thing that's called Moms of Liberty. These are rich females. They're rich females that have nothing better to do with their life. And he's placing every single one of them on the school board. One for every school board is going to have one of those moms with liberty. These are females that, they're rich and they feel entitled, and they're trying to push on you their religion because everything is about God, 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 God. And so-called protect the kids. But everything that they're doing is nothing but racist. They're targeting gays. They're targeting black people. There we go. LGBTQA plus. Girl, there you go, Leslie. I love you, Leslie. Because all these people that have been fired and everything. And my county. So those are the people that he's targeting. He's mainly targeting the black people and the transgenders, the gays, interracial. He's charged. He is nothing but a hate bill. That's all it is. A hate bill. He has a whole bunch of Republicans that are following him in different states. So the county that I live in here in Florida, he's going after that woman, and that woman, she's not his. She's black. She's African American. She's not white. And the one in the county that I'm in, and they're saying, because they put out a list of the counties that he's going to change, that he's going after the school board, so he's going to replace that woman and put one of the females from his Moms of Liberty and place her in there. And they're saying if your county is in there, then You need to contact the schools, find out how you can help, do things so they won't lose their jobs. And it's crazy. There's a lot of things that's going on right now, and it's really crazy. I mean, I'm straight, I'm not like that, but I still have friends and I have family members that are like that, and I don't like it because all of that is nothing but a bunch of hate, and they're using kids as an excuse to so-called talking about protecting the kids from this and this and that, but you're not protecting the kids. You basically trying to push your religion, and they're basically trying to push their beliefs on you. If you guys don't have the same belief as them, which is Christian, if you don't look like them, and if you don't dress like them, you're considered an outcast, and they're gonna come after you. They're gonna come after you, and that's not right. And the ringleader of that is DeSantis. Oh, here comes the good one. At one point, he was trying to pass, because you can't. I don't know if you guys know this, but did you guys? Well, no, because there's only one. Is that you, Leslie? That's still on here, Leslie? Okay. Well, either way, because I know one of you guys are in here. So with Disney World, I think it was last year where he went and he passed Leslie Staff for the arrogant people who, yep, Christians, God is love, which people would read Our Father Heaven, yeah, Project Negativity. So that's right. That is true. Do you know that, it was a few months ago, Mr. Ronnie DeSantis, you know what he did? He was trying to pass this law where you cannot say the word gay. And Disney World, they don't, in Orlando, they protested against it. They're like, no, we're gonna say we're gay and everything. We want to say gay. You're not gonna tell us that we can't say gay. Now Disney World, for like, I don't know for how many years, 70 years, since 1930, they had a contract with the state of Florida that they basically won't pay any taxes because they doing this and that, and they bring in a lot of money into Florida because Disney World does bring in a lot of money to Florida, and there was some type of contract. So being that Disney World rebelled against him and told him, we're going to say gay if we want to. You're not going to tell us that we can't say gay. So what he did, he retaliated. He had a little tantrum, and he went, and that contract that Disney World had with the state of Florida, he went right ahead and removed it, and he now says Disney World has to pay him $700 million in back taxes. That's what Disney World has to pay him now. $700 million in back taxes, and he now he's not on the board, but now he think, I guess because he's a property, so he runs a certain part of Disney, but he has nothing to do with the movies that Disney creates or the shows, none of that stuff. He has no say so on the movies, anything like that. When it comes within Disney, I think it's just a property that he owns, that he can now talk about. I think it's just a property. But what goes on within Disney World, the movies, the cartoons, and all that stuff, he has no say so on it. And that's because Disney had told him, you're not gonna tell me that I can't say the word gay. So being that he went to Disney didn't like what he said, he went had a tantrum, canceled out that contract, and now Disney has to pay the state $700 million. That's what he did. And then there was an attorney, a state attorney that he fired, which the other day, uh, he lost the case. The attorney won the case because he fired the state attorney because the state attorney spoke out against him about something that he was doing about, the gay. And he didn't like the fact that DeSantis, he didn't like the fact that the state attorney spoke out against him, that didn't agree with what he said. So being that he didn't agree with him, he turned around and fired him, even though he didn't do nothing wrong. All he did was speak out that he didn't agree with him. He didn't agree with that law or that bill. He didn't agree with it, and being that he went against DeSantis, he didn't agree with him. He turned around and fired him, and that state attorney sued him, and the judge ruled in the state attorney's favor because the state attorney didn't do anything wrong. He was doing his job. There was no cause for him to get fired. But being that he was against the governor, he fired him. And then you have a school teacher that was fired as well. The school teacher got fired. I mean, there's a lot of crazy things that's going out there. There's a lot of people that are protesting. And one thing that I'm thinking is like, what makes, because these are Christian people, these are conservative Christian people. What makes you think for a minute that these people are not going to come after us? People are not going to come after us because what are we? We're spiritual people. Yes, that's right, because we're spiritual people. We're not living their world, their lifestyle, and they're trying to force their beliefs on us. They're trying to take people back to the 1950s, and everything that they're doing is basically Germany in the 1930s was the Nazis. How so our governor, DeSantis, he's trying to be a dictator. That's what he's trying to be. He's trying to be a dictator. He wants to control everything about you. And these are conservative Christian people. What makes you think for a minute that he's not going to come after us? Being that we don't share the same belief as them. And of course, like Christian people say, which you heard it plenty of times, I know, control an issue. All it is. What makes you think that they're not going to come after us? Because what do Christian people say? That tarot, that's the devil's work. I know you guys heard that plenty of times. Oh, you listen to tarot, I don't believe in that. Hey, boo, because you know, for me, I'm in Florida, swag man. Because you know, we listen to tarot, we do tarot readings, we do spiritual, we meditate and everything. What makes you think that they're not going to come after us and tell us what we need to believe in? Because these are conservative Christian people that are doing this. They're trying to push their beliefs onto us. You know, we don't believe in the same thing to you that you believe in. We have the right to do, believe in whatever we want to believe, and they're taking away our First Amendment and our Fourth Amendment, the freedom of speech and our privacy, and they're taking that away from us. Yeah, for Christians, God is loving, but what makes you think that they're not going to come after us? Right? If you're in this channel listening to me, because you know I do tarot readings, apparently you guys believe in it, you like to listen to it, right? What makes you think they're not going to come after you? Because you're not living your way unless a useless man ever to this world. Exactly. Yeah, and they will come towards us. That we will be the next one that we get targeted because they're already starting to target bloggers. Well, they tried to. They tried to. Because he tried to pass a bill last week where everybody that's a blogger, that's on YouTube, doesn't matter. If you're a blogger and you're talking about political issues and you say anything negative about him or anybody in his cabinet, you have to register and you will get charged up to $2,500. And you have to let them know where do you get your information and if you're getting paid, how much you're getting paid, and the person that's paying. Because you can't say anything bad about him or anybody in his cabinet at all. This is for the bloggers, but that guy, they kicked that one out. That one didn't even pass. That was last week. That one didn't even pass at all. And it's crazy because he's trying to be a dictator. He's trying to control the way people dress, look, and he's basically trying to basically exterminate gay. It was, it said that one of his people, they already said, like, we need to get rid of black people. They need to get exterminated. Uh, this one guy, no, he was a priest. He said, I think he was a priest. He had said that black people are useless and they needed to get rid of us. He said, you're useless and dumb. That's what he had said. It was some type of priest. I believe he was a priest. He had said it. And then everybody leave? Oh my God, nobody's left? That's what he said. He said all black people are useless and they dumb, and we really don't need them here. They really don't need us. I was like, when I listened to that video, when I heard him say that, I was like, you like, yeah. So I'm back alone. Oh well, some people don't want to talk to me. Who's still out there? Because this live is telling me that I have 0 people in here. I mean, you guys can go look this stuff up. Whoever's in here, you can go look it up. These bills that they're trying to pass. Okay, so we got one in here. You guys could go look these bills up that they're trying to pass. It's Texas, Mississippi, Florida, Tennessee, uh, what's the other state? Oh, Kentucky. Kentucky's on the list as well. You could go look them up. Those bills that they're trying to pass, I don't have the numbers, the House bills numbers. I don't have them. I'm sorry, because otherwise, if I had the House numbers, I would have showed it to you, give it to you guys, so you guys can look up those House bills. They are basically targeting to they basically off the chain. Florida is the worst one out of all of them. They're off the chain. They're off the chain, and I mean, there's a lot of protesting going on right now because it's like people need to wake up, and people need to wake up because we trying to vote these people. We need to get them out of office. And Ron DeSantis, he's his idea is to run for president. That's a dangerous man. Okay, we cannot let that man get nowhere near the office. And I don't care who hears me out. That man is dangerous. He's worse than Trump. He wants to be a dictator. Okay, everything that he's doing here in the state of Florida, maybe you going to affect you one way or another. Trust me, it will affect you. Okay? Right now, this is just a starting point, and that man is on the chain. That man cannot go nowhere near that office. Nowhere near it. He's trying to run for president. You cannot let that man into the thing because that man, everything that he's putting out, yeah, Christians hate racists. They do. And you cannot let that man nowhere near that office. The man is dangerous. Everything about him, he's a racist. He's a what is it called? Fascist. He's a fascist. That's what he is. He's a fascist. He's a fascist. And you cannot let him get nowhere near the office. And everybody here is going to vote him out of office. They're trying to get him impeached. They're trying to get him impeached. People want to vote him out of office. But what's funny about Florida, I'm Dominican, so I could say this because I'm Hispanic, so I could say it, is that some of these Hispanic people, Cubans, mainly more, Cubans and some Puerto Ricans, they go over there voting Republican, thinking, oh yeah, we're right, and, that he likes them. No, he does not like you, okay? You do not look like him. Just because you're light skinned with that good hair, He does not like you, okay? He will deport your ass within a heartbeat, okay? He does not like you. And you have Hispanic peoples that will vote for him because, they think that, that they share the same views and everything, the Cubans, because, you have, some Cubans, Puerto Ricans, whatever, they'll do that. But it's like, you guys are voting for a man, but don't even know what that man is about. You have the slightest idea. That man don't like you. He does not care about you, okay? Because you do not look like him, okay? He does not care about you. I remember the year when Donald Trump was running, and my stepfather, my mother's been married to my stepfather for over 30 years already. My stepfather's white. He's a white dude. So when we was in Miami that year when Donald Trump was running for president, and in Miami, they used to go down the street, like with the flags, with his face, Trump, Trump, Trump. My mother, she got up, she stood up, and she's out there, Trump, 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 yeah, Trump. And me and my sister, we looking at my mother. I'm like, you need to sit your ass down, okay? Because you're gonna be the first one that Trump's gonna deport back to the Dominican Republic, okay? Make America great. Okay, he's gonna make America great by deporting your ass right back to the Dominican Republic. So you need to sit your ass down. Just because, my stepfather does it because, like I said, he's white, but my mother, you need to sit your ass down because he don't like you. Okay, he's trying to deport your ass. Okay, so you over there talking about Trump, Trump, Trump. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, he's gonna make America great by deporting your ass right back to it. Okay, that's what he's gonna do. Cause she's over there, she's cheering for somebody that she really doesn't know anything about it, and she does it because my stepfather, he's white, so Trump and all that stuff, but she doesn't. That's what a lot of Hispanic people do. They vote for people, but yet don't know, they haven't been educated on what this person believes, what are his plans, and all that stuff. They just go right ahead and vote for that person. And that's one thing that DeSantis has here in Florida. He has a lot of Hispanics and the Republican people, Florida, Republican state. He has those that tends to vote for him, the white conservative ones and the Hispanic ones. But half of those Hispanic people, they don't even know what the hell they're voting for. It's like, do you even know that he can't stand you? He don't like you, and they vote for him. My mother was one of them. And me and my sister like, you need to sit your ass down, okay? Because he will deport you. The moment that he gets it, he will deport you. And he's over there he's want to run for president again, talk about making America great again. When was it great for us? Because you talking about making it great again. When was it great for us? Remind me of that. When was it great for me? Because I don't remember when it was great for me. Do you remember, Leslie? What about you, Swag Man? Do you remember? Do any of you guys remember when it was great for you? Because he's talking about making it great again. I don't remember. I don't remember that part. But I know for the last few years, I've been having some crappy years, so I don't know what he's talking about. But there's a lot of things that you guys need to be up to date, because it may not affect you now, but it's going to end up affecting you, especially if Ron DeSantis, if he makes it into office, because he wants to run for president, if he makes it into office. What up, Rich? Yo, yo, yo. But if he makes it into office, it's definitely going to affect you. And then that's at that point where you guys are going to be crying, who the hell let him in? Who the hell voted for this? Yeah. At that point, because he wants to be a dictator and everything, and what he's doing with Florida right now, if he makes it into the office, he's going to do it with everybody nationwide. He's gonna do it. Rich, have you heard about all those bills that is being passed across the world? That I don't that they're passing Tennessee, Mississippi, Florida. Have you heard about any of those bills? Because that's what I'm discussing, and it's sad that a lot of people don't know about these House bills that these Republicans are passing, and they need to actually wake up, really need to wake up and pay attention because it's going to affect you one way or another. It may not affect you right now, but it will. At one point, it's going to affect you. And that's when you're going to be pissed off. Yeah, these new Jim Crow racist laws, that's right. See, yep, Jim Crow racist law. That's right. That one, and what's the name? What Ronnie's over here trying to do with us? Ronnie, he wants to be a dictator. Over here, those laws that he's been trying to pass. Yep, the Jim Crow law was in Mississippi. That was Mississippi. That was Mississippi, and then you got Ronnie with his thing. USF has been protesting. Arrogant people. Oh yeah, they see it. My 2K Hawk. Hello, what up, boo? Yeah. Oh, you was at you was there for the USF. I wish I had known. I wish I knew that they was protesting that day. I would have went. I would have been out there supporting them. And you know what? Everything that they doing, these Republicans, that's political suicide right there. I'm sorry, but it is political suicide because don't these dummies know that within a few years, those people, them kids that they trying to, dictate whatever, they're gonna be voting. Do they realize this that they're gonna be voting within what, 2 to 3 years, they're gonna be able to vote? Well, the ones in college they could already vote. The ones in college they could already vote. But the ones that are in high school, within 3 years, they be able to vote, and that's suicide. That's like a political suicide. That's suicide, a political suicide right there. Because they're gonna be able to vote, and then they're trying to ban TikTok. Oh yeah. It won't matter what type of lies they tell you now, exactly. And no, the people in this country have a real short term memory. They sure do. They sure do. They do have a lot of they do have a lot of short term memories. Yes, they do. Yeah, I didn't know about they were protesting either. Yeah, they were protesting at USF. There was two of them. You saw the ones where the cops attacked them girls, where they was in the I guess at USF, and they was protesting, and the cops attacked them. And one of the cops, you had this one girl that was on the floor, and she had three cops on top of her. There was another one where this one cop is dragging her by the arm across the floor, and then there was another one where a cop puts a girl in a how you call that, choke neck, a choke arm, where she was choking her. He did a choke arm where he put in a choke arm. How you call it? I haven't did it in a while. Yeah, Trump is married to a foreign woman. DeSantis, he's not. A chokehold. There we go. He had in a chokehold. He had in a chokehold. There we go. He had in a chokehold. One of the cops, he had her in a chokehold. These were girls. These are little. These are skinny girls. They're not big girls. They're not big girls like us and shit like that. These were little skinny girls. And they attacked them. They have I saw the video. The video is going around, and they got arrested. And the cops are trying to say that they was the one that had got that got violent. They was the one that got violent first, and in the videos you could clearly see that they was not the ones that got violent. It was the cops that first attacked them and pushed them up against the walls, and they was trying to defend themselves, and they had them on the ground. You had one dragging the other girl. You had this other cop, this old fart that was grabbing this girl, and he pushed her and everything. The video is going around, and they got arrested and they got charged with felony, a violation of felony. I forgot what was the charges. They got charged with felonies. The ones that got arrested, the one that was in a chokehold, she got charged with a felony. They did. And they showed the video. The video's going all over town. All them kids are posting those videos so they could see, because the cops trying to say that they was the one that attacked them first, when you could clearly see on the video that it wasn't them. It was the cops that attacked them first. And these are girls. These are skinny little girls that, they was attacked. And they was the one that got arrested and was charged with felonies. It's time for people to read and have much access to knowledge. And yep, and remember, that's true. They need to read, and a lot of people. I mean, half the people that came on so far. I mean, I didn't have that many on here, but they didn't know anything about it. They didn't know nothing about these house bills that these people must have been when I was sleeping. Probably, well, yeah, well, you're awake now because I'm bringing it to your attention, and a lot of people need to wake up. A lot of people is going to wake up because some of this stuff may not affect you, but it's going to affect you in some type of shape or form. They doing some, our governor here in Florida, he's off the chain. He's on a mission. The man is on a mission, and we cannot let that man nowhere near that office. He cannot be allowed to get into the office at all. You cannot allow that man to get into office, because if you don't believe me, all you got to do is go out there, look for the House bills that he's been trying to pass, and the other governors from Mississippi, Texas, Kentucky, um, what's the other, Tennessee. Go out there and look for it, or just go on TikTok, because you'll get the real story on TikTok. You'll get the real story with the house bills and everything. Go on TikTok. You'll see it. You'll see all those protesters and everything. You don't need to believe me. You could go redo your own research. I suggest you do your own research so you can see, so you can have your own opinion on things. But you need to wake up, because you guys already know how Christian is. Like I was saying earlier, Christian people, they see people that believe in all this tarot and spiritual and all that stuff, they see it as the devil's work, right? And they don't agree on it. They frown upon it. What makes you think they're not going to come after us? You tell me. What makes you think that they're not going to come after us? Because we don't share the same belief. You're going to get judged. Did you see the Republicans who all refused to sign the document denouncing the white national? Oh yes, girl, I saw that. I saw that, but they was refusing to sign it. Yep, yep. I saw that. They didn't want to sign it. There was the Republican, not the Republic. There was which one was it? Yeah, the white nationalism. I saw that. I saw they didn't want to sign it. There was only two people that signed it, right? No, I think those were two people that signed it with Democrats, right? Those were Democrats, and the Republic, they all refused to sign it. They didn't want to sign it. They didn't want to sign it at all. They did not want to sign it at all. And then you know that one senator, what's his name? He's openly gay. Yeah, sign here. Hi, I'm sorry, but it seems like we're going to have to, the office will have you. Hold on a second, guys. Give me a moment. Don't go nowhere. Yeah. Sign, you are not racist. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. The paper, the sign, because they was passing along a paper, and it was basically you signing the paper stating that you are not racist. The Republicans, they all refused to sign the papers. The ones that were signing it was the Democrats. The ones that didn't sign it was the Republicans. They all refused to sign that paper, stating that they are not racist. The Democrats was the only ones that signed it. And all the Republicans, they all refused to sign it. They didn't want to sign it. They didn't want to sign that paperwork. Because they are racist. They are racist. I mean, you could tell by the bills, the House bills that they're trying to pass, it's straight racism. You can see it. It's straight racism. I mean, you guys could look it up. You don't have to take my word for it. Just look up them bills from the state of Tennessee, Texas, Kentucky, Florida. What's the other one? Mississippi. Look up them House bills in those states, and you'll see. You'll see, and you're gonna see every single one of those bills are all racist bills. Every single one of them are racist, and they're attacking the what's it called, the LGBTQ plus and black people and anybody that does not look like them, Jewish, whatever. They're attacking them. And if you want to have a faster search, you could go on TikTok because everybody on TikTok is talking about it. Everybody's on TikTok is talking about those bills and how racist things are, how racist they are. They're talking about it. But as I was saying, you have that one senator, which he's openly gay. He's openly gay, and like I said, they're trying to get rid of gay people. They want to exterminate them. Basically, that's what it is. They want to exterminate them like they're cockroaches. That's what they're trying to do. And he was making a speech, and on that speech, he went off on them. He went off on them because they basically trying to exterminate them. The Republicans are trying to exterminate anybody that's gay, and that guy, I don't know if he's a Republican or a Democrat, but they're trying to get rid of gay people. If you different, they're trying to get rid of you. And there was this other woman, she's a senator too, or Congress. She's a senator or no, she's a senator or Congress. Senator. And her son committed suicide because he was also a transgender. And they trying to pass that law and disrespect her, knowing that they knew who her son was because he has been to the courthouse several times, and they knew what up, Yaya, and they knew that he was like that. And she went off of them when it was time to talk, and they was reading those legislators. She went off on them. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna talk about this. Every single session that we have, we're gonna talk about this right here," because her son committed suicide because the way he was treated in school. He was. And then you have this other senator, he went off on them too. He's like, and he's like, he told them, you guys should be ashamed of yourself. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. You guys are talking about so-called protecting these kids, but all of this is nothing but a bunch of hate. You're attacking kids. Don't you know that 50% of kids try to commit suicide? They try to commit the S word, and 20% of them actually succeed. And by you doing this, it will actually make them a target. He went off on them. You guys need to see that video where I believe he was a senator. I'm not sure if he's a senator or a member of Congress, but he went off on those Republicans. He was yelling. He told them, you should be ashamed of yourself for doing that, especially knowing that that woman's son committed the S word because of the way he was being treated in school. And now they're trying to pass a bill that discriminates, that basically a hate bill. That's what they're trying to pass. Everything is a hate bill, and they're using the kids and so-called God as an excuse to try and cover up what they're doing. What they're doing, which is nothing but a hate bill. That's all they're doing. So it's crazy. I don't know, Yaya, are you up to date on that? I know Rich is, Liz is up to date on it. She's heard about it, but have you heard about all these things, this craziness that's going on? You know, if you want to come on here, you can, because I'm using StreamYard for if anyone of you guys that want to come up on here and chat and, be on the platform to express your views, because sometimes it's faster, just let me know and I could send you the link so you could come on. Because I'm using StreamYard. So all I gotta do is just send you the link and you click on it and I'll bring you onto the platform. Because I know sometimes it's better than just trying to sign it, type it in. Let me know. Give me one moment. I need to read something here. Hi, I'm sorry, but it seems like we're going to have to find the offer that work quick. Yeah, transportation and check out what now. Yeah, okay, I'm back. No, I haven't heard until now. Normally I keep up, have to look into it. Yeah, you have to look into it. It's all over TikTok. It's all over TikTok, girl. It's all over TikTok. It's all over TikTok. There's not gonna be, I mean, unless you're looking at those videos where they're just dancing, doing all that stuff, you may not run across one of those videos. You might run across it, but most of those videos are about that now. Most of all those videos are talking about these bills that the Republicans are trying to pass. Most of them are like that, and it's really sad. It sucks. It really does. It sucks big time, but it's the truth. It's reality. Because I know you guys heard about those, the four, I don't use TikTok, but I read the news. Oh, girl, you're not going to get the truth out of the news. You're not going to get the truth out of the news. You're better off I guess, yeah, go listen to the news, but I would do more research. Research it yourself. Go online and look up the House bills for the state of Florida, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Texas. Look up those House bills because you're not going to get all that information off the news because they're telling you what they want to tell you. Just look up the House bills. I don't know the numbers to the House bills, but you'll find it that way. Do your own research because the news is not going to give you all that information because everything that's going on, you don't see that on the mainstream news. You don't see it on there. You don't. All those protests that's been going on, the girls being dragged and all that stuff, you're not seeing that on the mainstream news. You're not. And that's one of the reasons why they want to ban TikTok because one, the main people don't watch the news because they already know that the news, they don't tell you everything. They give you fake news and on TV, I mean not TV, and on TikTok, you get the truth. You get the raw truth. You get the video. And on the mainstream media, it gets watered down because they control, because they have their advertisers that pay them, and they want you to say this, they want you to say that, keep this part out. So they'll tell you things like that. And if you actually want to get the real truth, you'll get it off of TikTok and you'll get videos and it won't be watered down. It'll be raw. And that's one thing that they don't like. That's why they're trying to ban TikTok because that's where people come together and they talk about real issues that's going on in the States. Other than just being on there dancing, you have a lot of people that are talking about real serious issues. And they bring this and they be bringing everybody this to your attention about the people in Europe. Not yet. Europe, Oxford, about that 15-minute city. You guys heard about the 15-minute city? You don't want to do that. That's why they're protesting in Europe. They're protesting out there in Europe about those 15-minute cities, which they're trying to bring it here to the States. But because Donald Trump, he said it, but he called it a smart city. He didn't call it a 15-minute city. He called it a smart city. I don't know if you've seen a commercial with him where he's advertising that he's gonna run for president. Have you seen it? And he talks about smart city, where he's gonna create a home. It's gonna be a brand new city with new homes and everything, and the cost of living, the cost of things that you be able to afford it, and all that stuff. You guys seen that commercial? Because he calls it smart city. Smart city is the same as the 15-minute cities, which they have in Europe, Oxford, and I think they have it in Canada. I think they have it in Canada. And guess what? They're protesting over there. Yeah, because they're gonna sugarcoat everything for you to be like, oh my God, I like that. Oh my God, you telling me I could have a brand new house that's modern and is on mine and my bills will be low? Oh, hell yeah, girl, don't need to tell me twice. Hell yeah, I'm gonna have my own house and everything. Everybody gonna be low. Girl, and I don't need to go far at all because everything's gonna be within 15 minutes. Girl, well, should I start packing up right now? Because I'm ready to go. Because I'm tired of paying all these bills. Yeah, there's a catch to that shit. There's a catch to that. The catch is that you need to have a permit to leave your area. You can't leave without a permit. Okay, that's the catch. They will have access to your bank account, to your finances. They will have access to it. And if you was to leave that district, if you was to leave without permission, because once you drive past it, there's like the scanner that will scan your license plate and it shows if you have a permit, if you gain permission, if you got permission to leave your house, and if you don't have permission to leave your own house, guess what? They will lock your account up. Your bank account, they will lock it up so you won't have no access to your money. And you will get fined. Yes. And they'll build a whole entire city right there. You have your restaurants, you have whatever entertainment that they put in there for you, you have that. And what else would they have access to? Oh, and then you have to apply for a permit to leave your house, to leave that area, that district. You have to have a permit because there's going to be one way in and one way out into that district. So you have to apply for it, and the max that they will give you will be 100 for the whole entire year. So they're going to tell you when you could come in and come out. So if you have people, family members, whatever, that live in a different district, you need to have permission to go visit them. Yes. And they'll have access to all your finances. Oh, the way they do it in Canada? No, I don't know. But, and another thing is, being that they have access to your account, you are given a certain amount of money that you could spend per day. It tells you how much money you can spend per day. And the money is going to be digital because everything's going to be digital in there. They will have a face scan. They'll have a face scan and they will have a footprint. What's it called? A carbon footprint. So they're watching you. Everything that you do, they're watching you because they're going to have cameras all over the place. So they will be monitoring every single one of your moves. They'll monitor everything because they'll have cameras everywhere. So they'll be able to monitor your footprints, your carbon footprint. They'll be able to monitor all that. And if you wanted to save up money to buy your own house, Because if you want to save up money to buy your own house, you won't be able to do it because you could save up money, but you have to use that money by a certain amount of time. And if you don't use that money within that time frame, you will lose that money. That money expires and you will lose it. So either you use it or you lose it. Yeah, yeah. In Europe, they're calling it the 15-minute cities. Here, he called it a smart city. That's what Trump called it. He called it in his advertising when he's running for, for president. He called it a smart city. In Europe, they're calling it a 15-minute city. And I guarantee you that if you go in there and watch them listening to what they're saying, yeah, because they're protesting over there. The whole in France. France is the other one. France and Europe, they're the ones that's protesting. Yeah. Because basically they sold them, they sugarcoated everything on this and that, but they didn't have that much information on it, on the 15-minute city. So everybody was down with it. Like, yeah. But when they found out what these 15-minute cities are, and they're stuck in there now. That's why they're all protesting because they're like, you're not going to dictate me. You're not going to tell me when I could come in and out of my house as I please. Okay? You're not going to tell me this. You're not going to have access to my finances, looking at my finances all the time and telling me how much I could spend per day. No, it's not happening. And they're protesting. They're protesting over there. All you got to do is look it up. You don't need to believe me. Just look it up. I'm just bringing this to your attention because I don't know if you guys actually know it. Okay. So, I mean, do anybody have some insight on this? I would love to take other people's opinion. Is tarot related to astrology? No, it's not. Um, in a way it is. It's within the same family. It's within the same family. Um, It's in the same. It's like it's not because I mean you could use astrology and read tarot at the same time. So yes, it's related because with astrology you got retrogrades and retrogrades can cause certain things. You know your cards getting messed up, or mainly stuff, all your electronics could get messed up, and normally people from the past will come back, and that's where you could find out if you do a tarot reading, okay, this person from your past is coming back because they will come into your reading. But astrology and tarot, you know, they're neck to neck. I never bothered to learn astrology. I only learned tarot, but yes, they are related. So I take it back. Tarot and astrology, they are related. There are some tarot readers that do astrology as well. They'll tell you about where the planets are at, and then they'll do tarot readings as well to to connect, basically connecting the dots. Some people do that. What up, Rick Jones? They will actually do that as well. So yeah, tarot is related. So I take back tarot and astrology, they can be related as well. But one talks about planets and the atmospheres, the other one is just cards. So I was just talking about Rick Jones. I don't know if Rich is still in here or who's in here, but I was talking about those house bills that the government is trying to pass. I don't know if you're aware of them, if you've been up to date. Now we're going to start talking about them 4 people that went to Mexico and got kidnapped. I'm not laughing that they got kidnapped because there ain't nothing funny about that. There's nothing funny about that at all because it was really a sad story, to tell you the truth. That was really sad. Uh, I'm just laughing as how the USA could be trying to be sneaky. They're trying to be sneaky. No house bills. We don't have that in Canada. Oh, you in Canada? Ooh, Canada. You guys, wait a minute. Do you have the 15-minute cities in your over there in Canada? The 15-minute cities? I think it's in. I think you have the 15-minute cities, right? You have it there, or is it Europe and France? But I think you have it, Rick. But I think you guys have the 15-minute cities. Well, you need to. Oh well, you should. But this one was all over the news, though. I don't know what's going on. Oh well, you need to stay up to date. I don't think it's in Canada. I think it's Europe and France. Oxford, that's the one that's have the 15-minute cities. It's not Canada. I don't think it's not Canada. It's not Canada. It's Europe and France that have the 15-minute cities. What up, girl? So my next topic that I was gonna start talking about was about those 4 people that got kidnapped in Mexico. What does a 15-minute city means? Yaya's like shaking her head. Yeah. She's like, 15-minute city means basically the government is controlling you and they're watching every single move you make. You need permission to be able to come in and out of your house as you please. And that's why they're protesting that. Yeah. Um, the whole entire situation is not funny. You know that you guys wanted to come up here on a platform. Yeah, if you guys want to come up here on the platform, you can because I'm using StreamYard, so it makes it faster. I'll just let me know and I could put the link in there so you guys could come on the platform and talk as well. But um, the situation wasn't funny. It was sad. I felt sad for the girl, for the woman, because she's gonna need a lot of therapy. She was traumatized. She's going to need a lot of therapy. She's gonna need a lot of therapy for sure. She was, because you could see it in her face that she was traumatized. But from what the Mexican government said, she never had a appointment scheduled for a tummy tuck because the Mexican government, they reached out to the doctor, to the hospital, and they told them that she never had a schedule, that she was never scheduled for a tummy tuck, and on top of that, they don't do any cosmetic surgeries on Fridays at all. So she went into Matamoros, that city, to have a tummy tuck, and she needed to go with 3 guys. And it was what the doctor deal gone. It was, yeah, it was. That's what it was. Exactly. And she was trying to get money for the surgery. Yeah. But she never had a schedule. She was never scheduled. She never had a schedule uh surgery at all. She never did. And the ones that people that went in there, those people that crossed over there, those were people that deal with street pharmacy. The guys that went with her and her, of course, those were street pharmacies. They offer they have their own street pharmacy. Yeah. And so that was crazy. And I mean, it was sad, that those people were unalive. Those 2 guys, they're unalive. And the other one got shot in the leg and she was traumatized. I don't think nothing is funny about it, but was it really worth it? Was that tummy tuck really worth it? I mean, Come on now. One of the guys who passed away told her not to go because he told her you're right. He told her not to go because he had a bad feeling about it. But she was like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And the other one that survived, his wife didn't even know he was in Mexico. His wife didn't even know that he was out there in Mexico. Like one of the guys that got shot in the leg. But because there's nothing funny about the situation. It's sad because you have people that lost family members and it's sad. But my thing is, was it worth it? You going out there to get a tummy tuck? At this point, do you honestly think it was worth it? Because look what ended up happening. You lost a family member, you lost friends, and now you have to treat therapy. Now you have to seek therapy because now you've been traumatized. So was it really worth it? No. But the funny part of this situation is because there is a funny part. There is a funny part to it. Somebody, the government, okay, so Mexico, they found lithium. Yeah, it was beyond crazy. Mexico, they found lithium there, right? They found it. The USA, they want some. They want that lithium. Lithium. They want it. Mexico told them, hell no. Because Mexico is putting their people first. Because the other prior presidents, they used to give to the USA, give them all their resources, constantly giving to the USA and not putting their people first. But this president, he's looking out for his people and he's putting the Mexican first. And he ain't trying to share at all with the USA. So the USA wants to get some of that lithium. Mexico's like, no, you ain't getting anything at all. So when all of this went down with the 4 American people that went to Mexico and, things went down, didn't you notice that you got the FBI offering a reward for $50,000 for for any type of information or for a safe return. You got the White House, the Speaker of the White House going on live talking about this is unacceptable and shit like that. And then they went from 4 Black Americans to 4 Americans. And it was like, damn, they getting a lot of publicity. They getting a lot of media. And then you got what's his name, Biden talking about my condolences go out to the family and everything. It's like, since when they have gone that crazy over Black people? Let's keep it real. When have they gone that crazy over Black people? When? Name me one time that they got crazy over Black people like that. Because I found it weird. I was like, when I was reading, I was like, damn, the White House is on this too. You got the House Speaker talking about this is unacceptable and everything, blah blah blah. The FBI got a reward out. They was covering their butts. No, it wasn't that they was covering their butts. It wasn't that. So they were talking about it was unacceptable. So they couldn't do much because, that's Mexican soil. They have that out of their jurisdiction. So, and Mexico just found lithium. And Mexico ain't trying to share with the USA. Hell no, I ain't got to do shit with you. I ain't got to do shit other than stay Mexican and be unalive. That's all I got to do. And eat my tacos while I'm at it. So, they try to take this, so they took advantage of the situation because everything was a political thing. Everything was political. At the end of the day, everything was political. So they contacted the Mexican president and they told him that they will go in there and bring in some American troops to help them capture the cartels, and that the cartels needed to be treated as terrorists. The Mexican president, he's like, no, that's okay. They're not, the cartels, they're not terrorists at all. We don't need your help. I got this. I'm good. I don't need your help. So the USA, they're pissed off because they wasn't expecting for the Mexican president to tell them no. They was expecting for him to say, yeah, come on in, help us get this, cartels. We could use you. We could use your help. So, but the Mexican president, he knew the whole entire time what they was trying to do because when he was talking to his people, he said it. They trying to take advantage of the situation for a political thing. They think that they can come in here to Mexico, bring in their troops and their guns and try to invade our country so they could steal our lithium because that's what they really wanted. They wanted the lithium. They coming in with the excuse that they coming in with the excuse that they so-called want to help capture the cartels and they should be treated as terrorists. But the real reason was because they wanted to come in, try to invade Mexico and steal their lithium because Mexico ain't trying to share with them. And Mexico told them, the president of Mexico told them, I don't have to do anything that you tell me. I do what I want to do, okay? Mexico is an independent country. We're not part of the USA. And you're going to learn to respect the Mexicans. You're going to learn how to respect me and Mexico. He told them, okay? So you need to change your whole entire attitude because he already knew the real reason why the USA was trying to get in, and that was just so they could invade their country and take their lithium because they don't have no lithium because the USA, they need lithium and Mexico has it and they're not trying to share. And the USA got mad when the Mexican president told them, no, I ain't got to do shit. I do whatever I want to do. We're an independent country. We're not part of the USA. You're not going to tell me shit. You're not going to tell me what I need to do. I don't need to follow your rules. Okay? They didn't like it, so then they turned around talking about that the cartels needed to be treated as terrorists and they're going to go bomb the Mexico and they start a war and all this stuff. And then China stepped in. Mexico made some type of deal with China and I think Russia too. So now China has Mexico's back. They got their back. Yeah. China now has the Mexicans back. And I think Russia does too. They got their back. So China already told the Mexican president, they're not going to fight you. The USA is not going to even dare because they already know that we got your back. So they're not going to even try to come in here because if they try to come in here, they already know we got your back and they don't want to try us. And that's what, because now they got a contract. And Mexico now, they got a contract with China and Tesla, they're going to open up a big factory out there in Mexico. They're opening up a big factory in Mexico because Mexico has the largest amounts of lithium. They got like a lot of lithium out there, a lot. So Tesla is opening up a factory in Mexico to make cars, all that shit. Tesla is doing it. The Chinese government, they now have a contract with China. They now have a contract with Mexico. The Mexican dollar, the pesos, is starting to go up now. It's starting to increase because now they got money. They got all that lithium. So their money is starting to increase. The peso is almost as near as the US dollar. The Mexican pesos is almost near to the US dollar. It's almost there. It's like 2% before it be as equal as the American dollar. But they're gonna go surpass that because now Mexico is gonna become Mexico is gonna be on top of their game, and that's because now the president of Mexico is putting their people first. And the past presidents they wasn't doing it, and this one is doing it, and that's why all the Mexicans they love their president because he's actually taking care of his people first. He's not worrying about nobody else. He's gonna take care of his people. There's gonna be a lot of employment, a lot of jobs that's gonna open up there. Their money's going to increase. Mexico's gonna start making a lot of money. They're gonna be making a lot of money, and being that the USA came out to Mexico talking all that trash, talking about they was gonna bomb them and all this trash, the Mexican president, he went on live and he had told him that he was gonna tell that he was going to interfere. Sorry about that. He told them that he was gonna interfere with their voting and he was gonna tell everybody that's living in the United States that's Mexican and Hispanic. Anybody that's Hispanic and some people that are living in the USA, the United States, he's gonna tell the Mexicans that live out here in the United States and all the Hispanics, he's gonna tell them not to vote Republican. He already told them. And that's going around that thing that you be seeing that is like floating out there. It's talking about do not vote for Republicans, do not vote for Republicans. The Mexicans, they got their flags up, the little things were saying do not vote for them, and they're sending it out telling all the Hispanics and the Mexican people not to vote for any Republicans. So they doing that, child. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's a lot of things going on, but it's the truth. The United States saw it as a way to try and be sneaky, but everything was political for them. Making a big old fuss over black people, something that they never do, that you never see, where they make a whole time big old fuss. You got the White House and the FBI and all this stuff. And then they all had criminal backgrounds, every single one of them. But and the U.S. and you got the White House and FBI making a big old fuss, bending over backwards all over the media, and they're making a big deal out of it. No, everything was political. Everything was political. At the end of the day, everything was political because they wanted to get that lithium. They wanted to get into Mexico to try and steal their lithium from what they're saying over there in Mexico. That's the only reason why the United States wanted to get in there and so-called help them capture the cartels and try to label them as terrorists. But the Mexican president, he's not dumb. That's why he turned them down, and that's why they was able to get the what you call it the cartels because that brought heat on the cartels. So probably the Mexican president probably told him, look, you causing a lot of heat. You need to turn in them people. And most likely, they probably went to somebody that's poor and told them, hey, we'll take care of your family if you take the heat for this. And they probably say, yeah. And they got 5 or 4 people that so-called committed a crime and said, these are the people that you're looking for already, they acted out of their own will. I have already recommended that, already, took care of this, and they're now in your hands for you to discipline them the way you want. Because it's like, no, we don't need your help. Because they can't, because the thing about the cartels, I mean, if you from the streets, you know this, you can't have too much heat on you because it's bad for business. You can't have that type of heat on you. It's just bad for business. You can't. So, and they turned them in the other day because it's bad for business. That's all it is. It's bad for business. And most likely, the ones that they turned in wasn't even the people. They probably went to a couple of people's house and told them, "Hey, if you take the fall for this, we will take care of your family." And they was like, "Okay, they're poor, they need help and everything, and the cartel's gonna take care of them. Yeah, I'll take the rap. I ain't got nothing better to do." Yeah, but it's like they apologize because most likely, you got the United States trying to invade Mexico, and the governor he probably reached out to them or somebody, not the governor, the president of Mexico, somebody reached out to them and told them, look, this is what's going on. I need you to turn in these people. They was like, yeah, there's too much heat on me right now. Let's turn them in. And he probably, and I mean, they probably did that because the Mexican president told him, hey, I don't need your help. We got this. You don't need to come over here for anything. We got this. And he told him, you need to worry about your people. That's who you need to be worrying about. Stop worrying about mine. Because I got this, and worry about your people. Worry about the homeless people that you have going on in your cities. Worry about all those unemployed people that you have going on in your city, and then kids and all that stuff. Worry about them. Stop worrying about my people. Okay, I got this. I do not need your help. And the United States, because it was the governor of Texas that was communicating. He didn't like it. He did not like it. That's when they had their little tantrum and talking about they're gonna invade Mexico. It's funny, but everything was political because they want some of that lithium. Because you're gonna see Mexico within a few years. Mexico within a few years, they're gonna be making money. They're going to be making money within a few years. Mexico will be. They're gonna be making money because they got a lot of that lithium, and that lithium, that's for your. That goes on your cell phones, on your cars, the cars that the what you call it, the energy, the not energy, the electric cars, the cell phones, lithium. You use lithium for everything, computers, laptops, all that stuff. And Mexico has a whole bunch of it on their land, and they just found it, and they don't want to share with the United States. How dare they not share with us? How dare you put your people first and not share with us? You part of you over here right next to Texas, right? I might be next to Texas and everything, but guess what? We're independent and I ain't gotta do shit. That's basically what he told him. I ain't gotta do shit. We're independent. We're our own country. Worry about your people. Don't come over here and be worrying about us. And then they try to say that most of that, what's the name of that one illegal medicine? It starts with an F. I don't know how to pronounce it. And they're trying to say that Mexico is the one that smuggles it in, when data shows that 86% of the legal uh, medicine that comes in is by U.S. citizens. Is not by the cartels or the Mexicans. 86% of them. Yeah, that's it. 86% of that comes in is brought into the states by U.S. citizens. It's not by the cartels or the Mexican people. It's not by them. It's us. We're the ones that bring it. And those weapons that they have over there in Mexico that the cartels own and everything, those weapons, those are all U.S. Those are all USA weapons. They were all made in the U.S. Those weapons that they have, they're all was made in the U.S. Yeah. So there's a lot of crazy things that happen. And I'm trying to stay up to date with every single one of this because I don't want to be caught sleeping on this. I really don't want to be caught sleeping on this and then later on regretting everything that's taken place. I don't want to be caught sleeping because I've been for a long time. I've been in the dark, not knowing what's going on, and then it's like all of this is happening, and then I'll be wondering, how the hell did this happen? Well, if you was paying attention, you would have known because everything was happening in front of your face, and I'd be like, okay, well, if you had did this, you would have known. I'm like, I did not even know. I didn't know, but you need to start paying attention more now. You need to start paying attention more. You need to be more alert because so you won't find yourself in a situation. And I was like that for a long time until recently. Until recently. I was like that for a long time until recently, to where one night I decided to go on TikTok. But that's where I found out the truth. Oh, you're welcome, boo. That's where I had my eye opener on TikTok. That's where I got the eye opener on TikTok, and I just went on there, because I was bored, whatever. I just went on there, and then I'm seeing all these videos. I'm like, what, what, What? And I'm watching the videos and they showing proof of this and this and this. And they're not stories that are being made up at all. They showing you proof. You see the proof right there in your face. And then I go and look it up. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, oh my God. Now I'm awake. Now I know what's going on. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And I just woke up about what? Recently, I just woke up. Because all of this, everything that's going on right now, I was in the dark. I didn't know that that's what took place between the governor here and Disney World. I didn't know that he did all that stuff. You know they are trying to ban TikTok. I know. But do you know why they're trying to ban TikTok? Do you want to come up on the platform so we could talk better? So I could put the link in there for you? Are you working? Okay, cool. Okay, but you do know that why they're trying to ban TikTok, right? Because the reason why, yeah. Because the same way, that's where I woke up on. That's where I had the eye opener. Yeah, because they want to spy on you because they want to be able to control you. That's why they're trying to control you the same way they could spy on you. They claim that it's because China could steal your data and all this stuff. No, no, because that's what the Americans do here. That's what the Americans do here. China already said they ain't trying to get our data and all that stuff, and they will never sell it. All that sneaky little shit that you talking about, that's something that the United States does. What did Facebook do? What was Facebook doing? Taking people's information and selling it, right? Remember they was doing all that stuff? The Facebook. Why you didn't have a? Why is it that you have an issue with TikTok, but yet you're not trying to go after Facebook? Facebook that stole up thousands of people's information and sold it. Facebook. Why you don't have a problem with Facebook, Instagram? What's the other one? YouTube. Why you don't have on that? Oh, Twitter. Why you don't have a problem with that? Why is the only one that you're trying to ban is TikTok? Why you only trying to ban it? Why you don't ban the other one? Why? Because TikTok is the only one that you can't control. That's right. Yeah, you said it. Because they can't control TikTok. Because TikTok is owned by the Chinese, by China, and they can't control it. They can't control it at all. And the rest of those apps, social media apps, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, YouTube, they can control it, but they can't do it with TikTok. And the same way, when I went on TikTok recently and I had an eye opener because I found out all this stuff, this is what they don't want me to know. They prefer for me to remain in the dark and not know anything and not know what's going on. Because on TikTok, people are able to talk about things, bring you up to date. You get the real truth. You find out the truth about the actual truth. Because in the media, the news media, they tell you what they want you to know. They don't tell you everything. They tell you what they want you to know. On TikTok, you will find out the raw truth. Like, for example, you could have in the news where it says, I don't know, a 19-year-old pushed a 40-year-old down. You got a 19-year-old black boy that pushed a 40-year-old white man down the stairs. He's now in critical condition and looks like his legs are broken. That's what you would get on the news when you watch it. When you go on TikTok, you will get the actual news. You have a 19-year-old that pushed his 40-year-old man down the stairs because a 40-year-old man was trying to touch him. And he didn't want to stop, and the boy defended himself, and the guy fell back. There was wrestling, and the guy fell back, and he fell down the stairs. That's how you would get it. So they'll miss that part right there where it says the 40-year-old was trying to touch the 19-year-old, and the 19-year-old was defending them, and they got into a wrestling, and the guy fell down the stairs, and that's how he ended up in the hospital. Yeah, that part right there, they'll cut that part out. They'll cut that part out, and what you get in the news will be a 19-year-old black 19-year-old boy that pushed a 40-year-old white man down the stairs. Now the guy's in the hospital now on the critical condition. That's what you will get in the news. Am I right or am I wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. That's right. That's what you get. And on TikTok, you get the raw truth, and you be able to see the video, and you be actually to see the raw video of what took place. Because when they with those with the ones that went to Mexico, those 4 people, the girl and the friends, I saw that video because on TikTok, one thing about TikTok, you could get the news on TikTok first before you get it before the news media gets it. That's one thing for sure. You'll get it on social media first before you get it on the news media. Because the way that woman was able to identify herself is because she saw the video on Twitter. Because there was 2 Mexican guys that recorded the whole entire situation, and they uploaded into Twitter and TikTok. Because I remember I was still up at that time. Because when I saw that, it was at 2 o'clock in the morning when I saw it. At 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was already all over TikTok. It was trending to TikTok, and then you had this one dude. He already had the identity of the people, except one person. He already had the identity of the people that got kidnapped, all except one person. And the whole entire video was there. The next morning, when it hit the news media, they didn't have the identity of the people at all. They still didn't have their identity, and they only had the video from the outside camera of the buildings, outside from the building. They had that video. They didn't have the video that the people that were, because there was 2 guys that recorded everything from their apartment. They was recording everything from the window. They didn't have that video, because on their video, it showed when the red car crashed into that car. See, and you didn't see that on the news, on the regular news. You didn't see none of that stuff. And they didn't have the people's identity, which on TikTok they already did. Because on TikTok, that's the whole entire thing. You will find out first on TikTok, because people will upload all that stuff right away. Because people, everything, they'll recording everything, and they'll go right ahead and upload it right away before the news media even gets it. And they don't like it. And people communicate with each other, telling people what's up, what's going on, and all this stuff. They don't like it, and they want to be able to control us. That's the reason why they want to ban TikTok. It's not because of our security purposes and all that stuff, knowing that they don't give a damn about us at all. You know they don't. It's more of them trying to control us. That's all it is, control. Because it's not like they're worried about us for security purposes and all that stuff. They're just trying to control. Why didn't do the same thing with Facebook? Because Facebook was all over the news. They had to go to court and all that stuff for them giving out people's stuff. And you had the whistleblower and all that stuff. Well, why you didn't ban Facebook? Right? Why you didn't do that? But that's the dealio. I'm just saying. That's where I had my eye opener at. I got the eye opener on TikTok. It wasn't the regular news. But I did do my own research. I did do my own research to verify everything. And it's true. It's true what they're saying. It's true. It's true. Because I found it myself. I did my own research and I found it myself. Yep. And then you have, I don't know, what's the name of that one woman? What is she? I don't know, she's a governor. Her name is Lauren something. Bobard. Lauren Bobard. Something like that. She's a grandmother. She's 36 years old. Her son just had a baby from her son is 16. Yeah, her son is 16, and the girl that he got pregnant, she's 15 years old, and they're having a baby, and she's gonna be a grandmother. I think they're having a boy. So she's over there applauding teenage pregnancies. He's 16 and she's 17. But she made her mother a grandmother because she had him when she was 17. She had her son when she was 17 years old, and her mother was 35 at the time. And his grandmother, she had her at the age of 14. So it's a family thing. It's a family trend. It's a family tradition from what it sounds like. It sounds like a family tradition because her mother had her when she was 14. She had her son when she was 17. Now her son is having a baby now and he's only 16 and the girl's 15. Sounds like a family tradition. And she's applauding this. She's applauding teen pregnancies. It's like, okay. But she's only applauding it because it's their family tradition. But do you guys would like to share anything with me? Because so far I've been doing all the talking here, and nobody want to talk with me. Do you guys want anything to any other thing? Any other topics? Or you don't have any hot topics? Okay. Does anybody else have any good hot topics? The other hot topic what I could think about is about them drafting females for the war. I'm not gonna go fight for nobody. For World War III, where they're drafting females, females could get drafted now. I know you heard about that one. I know you heard about that one, yeah, yeah. About them drafting females. Yeah, because before they never drafted females at all, but they already said if need be, if they need to draft females, they're going to do it. The president of Biden, if he feels that females need to be drafted for the war, he's going to draft them. He's going to draft them. He will draft them. He has the power to do it now because they never did it before. But that's normally in like if things get really, 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 really bad, that's when he will start drafting females into the war. That's what he said. I ain't going nowhere, and neither's my daughter. My daughter ain't going nowhere because she ain't gonna fight for no crooked government. The government is corrupt, and she ain't fighting for no government. She wanna go fight, she could go fight for a different administrative. Do you think there would be possible war coming soon? Yeah, I do. I do. I do. I really do think. I mean, because everything is pointed towards it so far. Everything is pointed towards it. You know, Russia ain't playing. Russia ain't playing any games at all. So there will be. But you guys know the truth about who do you think Who you think is the enemy here? Yeah, yeah. Do you think Russia's the enemy, or do you think Ukraine is the enemy, or the United States? Who you think is the enemy here? I want to know. Yeah, but my daughter wants to join the military. She could join the military when she gets older, but for a different administrative. Who the instigates? I think the USA instigated. Yeah, they did. They did. It's the USA. They was the one that was doing it. It was them. They was the one. They was the one that was provoking China. I mean, not China, Russia. They was the one that was provoking them. It was them because they kept getting closer and closer to the NATO's, because NATO was part of China, and it's like, it's like you need to back up. You're getting way too close to NATO, and Ukraine. They kept getting closer and closer and closer. It's like you need to back up because you're starting to cross the line. You're getting too close. And it was like the US was expanding and they kept pushing and pushing. And before you know it, okay, you know what? That's it. I had enough of your ass. You already crossed the line. You're already in my backyard. Is war. The spy balloon, he should have shot that spy balloon down right away. But he let it fly around all over the place. Like, oh, it's just a balloon. Don't worry about it. That balloon should have been shot down from the moment they seen it. But he didn't shoot it down, because they instigated the whole entire thing. The United States instigated that whole entire thing. They provoked Russia. They was provoking Russia the whole entire time. They were. They was provoking it. Um, you think it was a test? Yeah, that too. Because you know how they see Biden, right? You know how the other people from the other countries and all that stuff, they see Biden. They see Biden as a weak president, and they see the United States as being weak as well. And they make fun of him right in front of his face. They do. They make fun of him right in, they make fun of him, talking about he's weak minded, and they make fun of the United States. So the United States, in their eyes, and the other people, from other countries, in their eyes, we're weak because we have a weak president. And they make fun of him because that's how they see him. But that's who we have. That's who we have. I mean, I think I think there should be an age limit in order for you to run for president. There has to be an age limit. There has to be an age limit for you to run for president, and there has to be when you're in Congress, there has to be a term. Term, you can only run for a certain amount of term. You should not be in Congress for years and years and years and years and years and years, because you're nothing but a skeleton. You're nothing but a dinosaur. The world's changing, but you still have your own way of thinking. It's like, no, Congress, they should have term dates. A Congress should have term dates just like governors do, or the presidents. They should have term dates. They should have it, and the president, there should be an age limit of when they could run for president, and the oldest they can be to run for president. Because you got these men that are freaking 95 years old wanting to run for president. Yeah, it sucks because they're having it their way. There should be an age limit. Like, dude, you're like almost 90 years old. You trying to run for president? Really? No. There should be a gap. And I think the gap should be, I don't know, maybe 65. No, well, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, 65, right? What you think? The age gap for them to be able to run for president. 60? Yeah, 60, right? 60. I think 60 would be a good age gap where they be able to run for president. Any older than 60, you cannot run. Yes, retirement age. Yeah, yes, 60 would be good. The oldest that you can run for president is at the age of 60. If you're older than 60, you can no longer run for president. It's time for you to step down and retire. I think 60 will be good because Biden, what is he? 81, 82? How old is he? And isn't Trump like almost 90? Right? Trump is almost 90 because Trump is 80 something. I think Biden, he's 81 or 82 years old, right? I know Trump is older than Biden. Or is it the other way? Or is it Biden older than Trump? But either way, both of them are old farts. Both of them should have retired a long time ago. I think they, yeah. Biden is 80. Oh, he's 80? Oh, okay. And how old is Trump? I think Trump is older than Biden. Because I know he's not younger than him. Trump is older than Biden. Oh, Trump is 76, so he's actually younger? I mean, you really, well, I mean, you really can't tell with his orange, with him walking around looking like an orange and shit, you know. So Biden is older than Trump, but either way, both of them should have retired a long time ago. Yeah, they're running neck to neck. They're only 4 years apart. 24 years apart. Both of them should have retired a long time ago. And then Trump is trying to run again at the age of 76. By the time, if he makes it into office, he'll be 80 years old. It's like, then you got Biden wants to run again, so he thinks he's going to make it to the age of 84. But I think he's coming down. I think he has some type of mental thing. Uh, was it Alzheimer's or dementia? What did they say that he may have? Something like that. I know he won't fall asleep. That is funny. Sleepy Joe. Yeah, yeah, he does fall asleep. He does fall asleep. And then he'll turn around and be shaking hands. They're like, yeah, they're shaking hands. Who the hell you shaking hands with? That's the air right there. Ain't nobody there. You know what was the funniest one was when he was reading when he was having that when he was talking to the press and he was reading off of the projector and then he's like next line. I remember like next line. That one was funny. It's like next line. I'm like next line. And then what's funny is when he's going up the stairs to get on the plane and he kept tripping on himself. There was nothing there, but he kept tripping. He is like, he going, there's nothing there to trip you, but you keep falling. That was funny. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, dude, you don't need to run again. Just take this time to, relax, take care of your health and everything, because you need to focus on your health right about now. He does need to focus on himself because he be falling asleep and then he don't need to run again. He sure don't. He could barely go up the stairs without falling. And then when he be doing them speech and I be listening to them, I be like, what the fuck did he just say? Because he be like, and from the what? And you have to rewind that. It's like, what the hell did he say? And people be just laughing because he be bumbling. So it's like when he said 50% of the people that work in in the office are actual women. Like, what do you mean they're actual women? I'm hoping they're females. It's like, remember what he said? Like half of his administrative, they're women, real women. So you trying to say that the other ones are fake? No, it's cause yeah, cause I remember I know, cause when I be listening to him talk, I be rewinding that stuff like at least 3 or 4 times, trying to understand what the hell this man just said, and I'd be like, oh, he said, and I rewind it again. I still don't understand. I still can't understand what he said, cause he be motherfucker. You can't understand what that man be saying, and then he be like, and then he'll come out and say it. It's like, I don't know. He needs to just focus. It's time for him to step down and just focus on his health. I think his health is more important. At this point, his health is more important than him trying to be in president, trying to be the president again, running, going through that stress and all that stuff. And then you got the other one, Mitch McCarthy, that fell down the stairs. They've been showing videos of, but it wasn't him falling down the stairs. It was they had a turtle falling down the stairs. Then they had a cat that was falling down the stairs. But I think he fell off the chair. He was at dinner. He fell off the chair. That's what he was doing. And they've been having turtles falling off. I told you they need to retire. That's why they need to have the age limit. That's why they need to have the age limit with them being in office. And if you're older than 60, it's too late. It's too late already because you got people, tripping, going up the stairs and there ain't nothing there, but yet they still manage to trip. And then you got him riding a bicycle and then he ends up falling off. He fell off the bicycle. It's like, dude, do you need some training wheels? Because it looks like you need some training wheels there. The man fell off the bicycle, and you got the other one falling off a chair. It's messed up, but I think they need to all retire and just focus on their health. Enjoy the last joy. Enjoy the whatever is left to you in life. The remainder of your life, go out and enjoy it. Go to the beach. Go play golf. Spend some time with your wife. Show her that you still love her, that you appreciate her. Do that. Focus on your health. Stop trying to run for all these, stop trying to run for all this, political office or all that. Just retire and enjoy the rest of your life. Enjoy the rest of your life. That's why I see it. You already made enough money to be able to go retire somewhere in the Hamptons, right? They made more than enough money to retire somewhere in the Hamptons or go travel for a whole entire year throughout the world. They made enough money to do it. And that's what they need to do. That's why that age gap should be 60 years old. Because their job, that's a very stressful job. That job is very stressful. And that job, you could end up having a heart. Well, it's stressful for the ones that are doing work. Let's put it that way. For the ones that are doing work, it's stressful for them. For the ones that are not doing any work but still getting paid, yeah, you just need to leave because you're not doing any work. Because not all of them work. Because some of them, they be just forever going on vacations and all that stuff. So not all of them work. For the ones that are actually doing work, it could be stressful. But that was funny when he fell off the bicycle, fell going up the stairs, and not being able to understand what that man said. Girl, I've been on here talking about this for 2 hours. So you don't have any more hot topics? You still there? Okay. I guess nope. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go right ahead. I have to gather them up for next time. Yeah, you do. Next time, gather them up. Do your research. So next time I come on live, we could have a lot to talk about. Remember, do your own research as well. Do your own research. I suggest go in there and find out things, but also do your own research as well, because it's good to do your own research. But I'm gonna go right ahead and end the video. So like that. I'll be back on later on tonight to do some videos, go back to the tarot. I'll be back on later on tonight. I will be doing Virgo later on tonight at 8:30, and then I'm gonna do Aries as well. If something doesn't come up, I'll do Aries as well. But I will definitely be back on again. Okay? Thank you for coming in and talking to me and keeping me company and actually chit-chatting with me, because if not, I would have been chit-chatting all by myself. Okay? Thank you, and I will see you later. Bye, boo. And have a good day. Okay? It ain't closing. End it.